Everybody, we are back. It is Safe to Lodge Favorite Race Podcast, Favorite Race Channel, Favorite Race Everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at Glenn Rockney for Glenn, and of course pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 25% off. Also, hit up Homage. Make sure you hit up Homage. Boom. Hit that QR code. Make sure you guys hit that up right there, guys. And gives you some, you can get you the Maxx Crosby shirt again. So if you didn't get a Maxx Crosby shirt before, you can now. You thought it was over, that deal was over. It's right back. Get you the Maxx Crosby Blitz shirt, NFL Blitz shirt. It might be a way to celebrate, right?
Right.
It also make sure you hit up the Tape Don't Lie store, tapedontlie.store. I just got the slides in, man. They're pretty clean, man. I got the slides in, just in the mail. So if you guys got some slides in the last giveaway, make sure you take a picture, send it to me. You know what I'm saying? We got Baby Shug showed us off the Tumblr the other day. So yeah, make sure you guys support the store. Yeah, but today we're doing a little free agency recap because it's basically over. Just keep it real.
Yeah,
pretty dead right now. I mean, they signed us a fullback and a special teams guy today.
We're at that point.
You know what I mean? Like, but I'm gonna do a special teams breakdown of was it Derek Young? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. That is I don't know who that is. I'm just gonna say like that's just I like he showed up and I was like, all right, they signed
cool.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that notification. I was like, oh, all right, I guess.
Happy for him and his family.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him, right? Got a fullback now, you know what I'm saying? But pretty much dead from here on out. I don't know. I mean, they could have signed, I guess, some other guys, but who knows what they're going to do with these other signings. I'm sure we could get some Kirk Cousins questions and stuff like that because, people want to know if we're going to get Kirk Cousins. But, yeah, Glenn, how are you feeling, man? How are you feeling right now?
Well, I've been it's been a crazy week for Raider Nation. I mean, it's never a dull moment. I know a couple people. I'm flattered by this. They DM'd me. They're like, "Hey, I can't wait to hear your take on the Crosby thing." I said, "Oh, okay." I'm excited because I have an interesting take on it. I think that the fact that a lot of people are talking about whose fault is it, what happened. First off, there's one thing we know it's true is the Ravens are a chicken shit team.
Mm-hmm.
They're chicken shit. It's terrible.
Yeah.
What they did was they put a deposit down on Maxx Crosby. They signed up for the free trial of Maxx Crosby and then canceled their card before the charge happened. That's what they did, and it stopped the Raiders from doing, in my opinion, the second wave of free agency that they had coming.
Yeah.
The draft picks would have been nice. I still wish we had them, but I think now, I have to say I've been impressed with Spytek about the whole thing. Like, he hasn't done any of this wrong, despite really no GM ever having to go through stuff like this. Mm-hmm. He's really done this well. And I think right now, I know everybody's, Max is back. He's got the Undertaker gif going and everything. I think they're just trying to reset the leverage, personally, in my opinion. I do think that they will go into the season with Maxx Crosby, but by like week 4 or 5, depending on the Raiders' record and depending on other teams' injuries or realizing that they need to address a certain position, I think the NFL moves on from things really quick. And right now, Crosby's trade value is low just because, teams a lot spent their free agency money for the most part and all of that. But I think within a couple of months or even if into the season, you might get some teams that go, you know what? I saw Max running around for the Raiders first couple of weeks. The knee looks fine, and for the record, I'm not opposed to keeping the guy, Max, because I think they made some nice defensive additions. But I will say, like, I'm glad that it would be really bad if his knee was just completely messed up and he didn't want to be here, and the rest of the league is just telling you have to trade him for nothing. So I think he's done a really good job with this situation where it's just not ideal. I don't even think there's a lot of GMs that could give him advice on it because it just doesn't happen. This whole tampering window thing is really stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can trade people before the tampering window is stupid.
Yeah.
That needs to get looked into more than anything. But I will say it's a bit. The most annoying part is not so much not the draft picks. It's that would have been nice. More so, the 2027 pick was what I really wanted to have 2 picks in that draft. But the ability to not have gotten a couple little savvy free agent signings after that first wave, because I have a feeling that Spytek would have done it. And you notice that second day of free agency after the big frenzy, you're like, why aren't they doing anything today? And then that news drops. Yeah. And it sucks, but as Raider fans, we need to realize that this is still a good situation, in my opinion. You're getting Fernando Mendoza. Can you imagine if we weren't? And the whole happening. Can you imagine if we didn't have, if we were doing the whole thing with can we get Kyler, shit like that? This would be awful. We're getting Fernando Mendoza. I believe we have the right coach, and we got a damn good center and some good defensive additions.
Yeah.
Look, it sucks, but these are picks you never had. Just because Adam Schefter tweeted it, they virtually existed, but they never actually existed.
Yeah. I think a little bit. I think you're right. Maybe we get into the season, right? But I think it's done from here on out, because I talked about this earlier on my show. I heard from a birdie. I kind of heard the whole Maxx Crosby story of what happened, and how he got upset. Really, after that, they told him he didn't sit out, and he was like, "I'm done." That whole meeting. He wanted to be traded at that meeting, but then he picked 3 teams though. He wanted to go to 3 different teams, and it was the Ravens, Bears, and Cowboys. So when the Ravens made the trade, and then basically the Ravens ruined it for everybody. So even if he had a chance to go to the Bears, and the Bears wanted to offer 2 firsts, so them failing the physical kind of just blew everything up, and that's why Maxx is coming back as the Undertaker, right? So I said that a couple weeks ago. Somebody stole it. I'm not gonna say any names and then try to take credit for it, but I did say he was coming back. But it was pretty kind of like that. If that's a situation, he had to come back because they ruined it. Because what are the Bears gonna do? The Bears are gonna offer 2 firsts. I mean, are they gonna take that injured guy? Or are they gonna decide that maybe they liked it or not? Is their guy gonna pass it? Do they like him long term? Yeah. So the Ravens ruined it for everybody. They did. They ruined the whole trade.
They did, but also I think Maxx kind of realized that. Well, because first off, I will say the Ravens didn't I don't think the Ravens came out of this winners, by the way. People are talking about, it's actually a savvy move, even if it's kind of dirty by Eric DaCosta. They lost their starting center on a team that, I'm sorry, that was probably the only thing propping that O-line up last year of being any kind of good. They lost their starting center. And that, by the way, that's why this happened. Eric DaCosta said it. He said, well, I saw Linderbaum leave. I realized, he slipped up a little bit in his press conference. And he said, "Oh, you're going to steal you're going to take." They thought they had a chance to bring Linderbaum back with that, and then they said, "All right, well, now they started realizing that we need picks." They lose Isaiah Likely, a few other guys, Draymond Jones, or I can't remember, a couple other people that they lost, and they realized, okay, we need the picks, and whatever. They didn't come out of this on top. I think they could have had a bigger free agency than they have. I don't think I think 31-year-old Trey Hendrickson coming off injuries is far from a sure thing. And he does not play the run in a Jesse Minter defense that's going to need you to set the edge. He's not doing that. So they paid him the same amount of money. And for me, I just am kind of okay, I'm looking. It might be nice to see Maxx Crosby play with some linebackers this year. But I will say, if they're just 2-4 by week 6, the Raiders, and Maxx looks like he's healthy and just playing, but they're kind of, and another team just is like the Colts last year when they traded for Sauce Gardner. If another team's man, what if we traded 2027 and 20? I'm telling you, it's back on if that happens. And I know you're know what you said is maybe he had 3 other places he wanted to go, but I think it's got to be a little humiliating for Maxx too. This whole situation, a little bit humiliating, and a little bit kind of like, okay, Myles Garrett's on a bad team, but they don't treat him like he never had to be put in this situation, like, and he never had to go through that. Like you think about guys like Joe Thomas who've just been on like bad teams. I mean, this is both the Browns, I guess, but they're just on bad teams their whole life. But like they also stayed there. They got paid every single time they asked for it, and not everybody wins the Super Bowl. There's a lot of players that haven't, and I think he realized a little bit too. It's like, it's not fun, being an armchair GM and trying to orchestrate your own stuff, because it will backfire on
you. Yeah, I mean, at least Myles Garrett's won a playoff game.
He has won a playoff game.
He's been to the playoffs twice, at least. Be fair,
It's true. No,
yeah, I've been to the playoffs twice since he's been
Joe
there.
Thomas didn't get any of that. Joe Thomas. You look at the teams Joe Thomas was on. It was like, wow.
I don't think Joe Thomas won more than 7 games.
I don't think. How many winning seasons did Joe Thomas have?
I don't think they had one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the type of career where you're like, damn, dude. Like, and you know what? He's a Hall of Famer. I don't know if he is yet, but he will be. And you saw I don't know if anybody watched the defensive free agents, or not defensive, but the free agent panel. It was basically everybody except Nakobe Dean of the big signings, and they were all out there. And it's funny, these players signed for Maxx. These players signed thinking they were going to not play with Maxx Crosby, but they still signed here.
Yeah.
Now the defensive guys are like, damn, I get to play with Maxx too, and got paid. And we reunited the 2 Georgia guys who were roommates at Georgia. At linebacker, and they're thinking like, this is even better than I thought. So we'll see. They got work to do. They don't have any safeties right now that I'm happy about. People are really excited about the new look defense. Okay, it's better. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, I just
to me it's better at linebacker.
Better at linebacker. The D line. I think the D line got better.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, Kwity Paye his film is underwhelming. This is what I would say. I would say it's very like I had to go to 2024 to make myself feel better about it. Let's say that. So maybe if we get and I was texting about Matt with this. I'm like, maybe he was hurt and he's like never on the injury report. I don't know what happened to him in 2024. I don't know if it's the scheme change. I don't know what happened with him, but it's just. That film was a little underwhelming, but there's still some athletic upside there, right? I mean, maybe it turns into what he looked like in 2024, right? And even 2023, I think he had a good year. So you're really kind of hoping that 2025 is just a blip, right?
Yeah.
But I still think they got to beef up the inside a little bit. I'm not trusting, Thomas Booker rolling out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. We got to get some more studs up there. And I mean, there's not really many free agents left for that.
No.
But they got to do something to kind of beef it up. You know what I mean? A little
nose
bit.
Tackle at 36. I mean, I've been pounding the table, but it's even more apparent now. It's like at 36, you don't have to. You never have to. But I think there's going to be a couple of players there that you can take immediately. And this is the problem, because I think they would have signed one if it wasn't for this whole fiasco. I think they would have been able to get after one. It wasn't a great free agency class for that position either. So to begin with, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're like. I like it. The defense did get better, and I think the offense is going to be really promising under Kubiak with Linderbaum in there. And I think some of the previous pieces of that offense are going to benefit from the scheme change, new quarterback, new center. So I am pretty optimistic about the offense, but yeah, the defense, it's kind of like, look, Nakobe Dean, you got like a real leader in him for sure. And if he's able to stay on the field and play, him and Quay Walker, who it sounds like Quay Walker is going to be used a little bit differently than he was in Green Bay. Differently in a good way, in his opinion. I think he was talking to Rob Leonard, and he said, Rob Leonard, I think, is going to use me the right way. And I've heard a lot of Packer fans saying they didn't use Quay Walker the right way. So we'll see. We'll see about that. And I still think Kuntz is a rotational guy and like a third down package situation. I think Kuntz is fine, not great, but fine, and stuff. But so I think the D line got better, but they need. I mean, you know me, they need a big fat space eater in the middle before I start getting excited.
Yeah. I mean, somebody asked his thoughts on Cisco safety and Reader and Billings.
I wouldn't mind Billings. I wouldn't mind
DJ Reader either.
Yeah.
Definitely upgraded what they have right now.
But that's where we are. Is these guys? That's where we are right now?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like, and the thing is, that they're trying to go so young. I mean, they'd have to suck it up and get one of these older guys because, I wouldn't mind some of these older guys coming in, but I mean, that's not the path that they're going at. What do you think about them not really addressing offensive line at all either?
I think they wanted to, but they ran out of money for because offensive line is expensive. And I think they would have brought in another tackle, but tackles are not cheap, and they have 37 million left, and a draft class costs like 20. They say nowadays. Mm-hmm. So what are you spending? And maybe there's restructures that can happen, but I do think that they like guys like Rodgers and Grant. I do think they like that. Would I want to just see those guys out there day one uncontested starting? No. Does it look like that's going to happen right now? And yeah, because even if you draft somebody, it's a rookie that they'd be competing against. I was kind of hoping for some veteran depth there, but that's the thing the Ravens, backing out of the trade did, and it did it for some other teams. The Colts were going to sign Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
and now they don't have it. There was a lot. It was a big ripple effect that happened through the whole league, and it sucks because I kind of wanted to get Rasheed Walker or something, or just one of these guys to kind of did
he sign Rasheed Walker? Somebody signed
I don't I hadn't really checked the wire today. No, he's number one available free agent right now.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the available free agents right now.
Yeah,
I mean there players on here that I'm surprised aren't signed.
Yeah, Taylor Decker. I feel like guys like Taylor Decker are going to wait till training camp. Those guys are at the age of where they don't really want to be doing the off season.
They're doing visits.
Yeah,
like Marshawn Lattimore's still out there. I think that's super interesting.
Lattimore's out there. I think another guy is Chris Paul from not the point guard, but the from the Washington Commanders. He's out there, a guard. Somebody I would think about bringing in. Actually, I'm looking. There's actually some guys I would start looking at.
Me too. Now. They're not 25.
No, they're not. They're not bad. Even Kobe Durant at corner. Just some. These aren't difference makers in my opinion, but they're guys that could fill out your roster. With Kevin Zeitler. I know he's old, but that's kind of person I'd want to bring in. Andre Cisco for sure. I know he was bad for the Chargers last year, but what if you did a cheap prove it deal for Mekhi Becton? I mean, he's had good seasons in the NFL. What if you just did I doubt his stock is very high right now. What if you just brought him in and Caleb Rogers beat Mekhi Becton. Go beat Mekhi Becton. That's the kind of stuff I think that they're going to be doing for the rest of this time. I'm not sure that they're going to do any other big stuff DJ Reader's interesting. DJ Reader's out there. I will say somebody asked about Kirk Cousins. I would like to see them go get Kirk Cousins. I would.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really good signing. Just for if you want him to start the first couple of games or to just be on the roster. I think he seems like a good teammate.
Do you think the linebacker signings and what Rob Leonard did in the run game last year point to him running a blitz-heavy scheme? I mean, if you signed a Kobe Dean, you should do that.
Yeah.
But blitz, to me, a blitz-heavy scheme is kind of, it depends on who they are. I don't think they're going to blitz a lot. I think they're going to do timely blitzes. Right, they're not going to be like Wink Martindale, who's just I just blitz every single down, right? And not even be like Steve Spagnuolo, who's we're going to play cover zero because you can't play cover zero with Eric Stokes. I'm sorry, you can't. I don't think you can blitz that much with Eric Stokes.
Right, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't think they're corners. I mean, I expect Darian Porter to keep improving and being good. There, I like what they did in terms of the nickel position, but yeah, with Stokes, I think they have perhaps a serviceable secondary that might be able to tackle a little bit, but yeah, right now I'm not I'm not sending the house the way. I mean, even the Eagles last year got caught doing that a few times because their corners weren't what they were the year before. Man, I'll tell you right now, Debo Samuel's a free agent.
Is he?
What is he going to cost?
Is he? Oh, he is. Wow.
This is interesting because some people always watched. I don't know. I saw him with Washington last year. He looked pretty good, in my opinion. Like, I thought he looked better than he did towards the end of his Niners career. And that's another guy, 1-year deal. Like, this is what they're going to be doing. They're going to be hitting the bargain bin for the rest of free agency. Like, there's Taylor Decker, guys like that. Rasheed Walker to me is the one. Like, why is nobody signing him? Does he just think he's gonna get $30 million or something?
I don't know. Like, it's so weird. This free agency is kind of weird in my opinion because, like, I was looking at some of this list. I'm like, why aren't some of these guys signed? Like, even you think Lattimore's washed. Yeah. I mean, we traded for Taron Johnson.
I think they're waiting for contenders to have injuries on, like contenders to have like injuries on their team. So it'd be like, oh, the Chiefs need. Well, I don't even know. I don't know how much the Chiefs are a contender right now, but the teams like that are a little bit better than the Raiders to have like a spot open up that they need or something. Like, I think some of them are waiting, and a lot of these guys will be post draft. I think, where it's not what we got, in the draft, and we the draft didn't go the way we thought it was. Let's go sign this guy. But to me, like Debo would be interesting because I'm telling you, because that's that Kubiak with Shanahan kind of thing with Debo. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like football? People are saying people don't like football.
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
I hate when people are vague in the chat.
I don't know what that means.
I hate vague stuff. Who hates football?
So let's talk about Kirk Cousins because we have like 800 questions. Everybody asks about Kirk Cousins.
Right? I like Kirk Cousins. I've wanted the Raiders.
This is a hot topic. Big SCD hit me up. He's like, "You guys, this is a Kirk Beggs episode." I was like, "We're not gonna talk about Kirk. I don't care about Kirk Cousins that much." We literally had like 8 questions about Kirk Cousins. So, who's the vet QB? Which vet QB can we get? Can we afford Kirk? I mean,
I thought, wouldn't he be cheap? Because I thought he'd be cut by the Falcons. They would owe him money. I thought this would be similar to I don't know the structure of his contract, but he signed a big contract, and I thought that he'd be getting like the Kyler thing where he signs for league minimum somewhere else, so the other team pays. Russell Wilson with the Steelers kind of situation. I thought that would be the case. No one's giving Kirk Cousins a starting job this year. So at this point, you're getting backup money.
Yeah. See, the thing is with Kirk Cousins, and what scares me about Kirk, or like any guy who's that caliber of QB running the system, is that when does Mendoza play? That happens.
He might win the job.
Right? I mean,
Mendoza might win the job. Mendoza might beat him in camp.
You think so?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, though? See, that's the thing. Like, maybe. I mean, I would hope so. But, I think Kirk would play halfway decent. He didn't play bad last year. Like, we talk about, like, we came in there, he didn't play, like, awful, right? I mean, the Falcons looked a lot better with him than they did with Penix for the most part. Right? Am I wrong about that? Or?
Yeah, for sure. But also, is that a bad thing?
It's not. It's not a bad thing. It's just I don't know. I feel like that in this system, I'd rather have Mendoza battle somebody like a Case. I know Case Keenum got signed, but that's who I'd rather him battle out, like somebody like that. It would just be like a it'd have to be something like that, man. I don't know. It'd be tougher, like what I'm saying, or like a Tyrod Taylor. You know what I mean? Like, let him battle out Tyrod Taylor, like Kirk Cousins, or like even people saying like just bring back Derek Carr. Like, guys, like are we sitting him out the whole year? Like, what if Carr comes in? He's won the system before. Kirk Cousins has run the system before, played really well. Carr played well in the system. I don't know. Did you see that picture of Carr and Brady at the Bellagio? Did you see that picture?
Yeah, but Carr costs. You have to trade for Derek Carr.
Did you see that picture though?
Whatever. But yeah, you have to trade for Derek Carr and take his contract that he had.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, I think to me, I would take I think Cousins would be a good fit. And people are saying he wouldn't sign up for that situation here, but what's his other situation that he can go to? The Vikings already signed Kyler today. You have the Cousins can't go to the Niners. Niners love Mac Jones as their backup there. A lot of these situations aren't really that good. I mean, right now, Kurt Cobain would not be a good quarterback for the Raiders. I would not sign him. Lefty perhaps, but I know Kirk Cousins is definitely gonna have to just take backup money if he wants to play football next year. Now, Kirk Cousins has enough money to buy like 10 different countries right now. He could just buy them probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if he wants to play football, I'd like to have him here.
Yeah. I just want to pull up this Derek Carr picture because you haven't seen it yet.
No.
This isn't AI either. This is real.
Yeah.
It's Derek Carr at de Blasio eating with Tom Brady.
Oh, damn. They're wearing suits.
This is not a fake picture. Is that Carr with Brady? That's not Spy Tech. I don't know who that other guy is.
Yeah, I was just saying that doesn't look like Spy Tech. It's not Kubiak either, is it?
Yeah, who is that?
No. I have no idea.
I saw this video. I was like, no, man. I really hope it's for coaching. Be the quality control coach, man. I know they already hired the coaching staff, but I was like, yo, it's Guerrero.
Oh gosh.
Somebody said it's fake. It's fake. I don't know.
Grok, is this real?
I don't know. Maybe it is fake. Maybe it is. But it's just super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I don't know. It's just like, that's why when people talk about like trading out of the position and all this thing, I think a lot of people underrate what Kubiak does. So like, I think Kubiak can do a lot with a little, right? And that's why I kind of want Mendoza to kind of get out there, because it's like, let's just get this going, man. But if they don't want him to play, it's not my decision. If they want to go get Kirk Cousins,
yeah,
he just. He's gonna piss off fans, and maybe the first time he messes up, fans are going to want him yanked out. But I don't know how this gets going, especially if they play better on defense, right? Because they're gonna be able to run the ball better, right? It's just gonna be super interesting to see what happens if they bring in a quarterback like that. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I just don't see him beating out Kirk Cousins, just because Kirk knows the system. He's run it a long time. He ran it really well. He fits it really well too. I mean, the bootlegs and all that stuff, he does that really well. He does all those things really well. It would be interesting if they did that. It would. But I mean, that's the buzz though. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I say to me, get somebody that you can start. I don't if you have an opportunity to get a backup quarterback or even spot starter, I'd prefer to somebody I could throw out there, because you might have to. I mean, things happen in the league, and whether he's ready yet or Mendoza has to miss a game or something. Like I'd like to have a good quarterback there, and I don't. I think a lot of people just hate Kirk Cousins. For some reason, everybody just seems to think he's like horrible. I'm just like, no, he's not. I'm not going to sit here and say he's this incredible player. I would like Flacco too. I think Flacco would be really good too.
Yeah.
For sure. Either one for me. To me, I see people talk about, let's bring in Brandon Allen. I'm like, why? Why are we going to bring in Brandon Allen? For what?
That's what Vinny said. Vinny said it'd be somebody like that, like Brandon Allen.
Yeah.
That's not a veteran QB though, guys. That's not a vet. A vet is a guy who started before in the league and has won games, or maybe played in one playoff game. That's a vet to me. Not Brandon Allen is a backup. Brandon Allen is a week 17 player. You know what I mean? When your quarterback's hurt, yeah. 2 quarterbacks are hurt.
Thursday night football, 2 other guys are hurt type thing. Yeah, just no, I don't want to do that. I'd like to have a veteran who has started a lot of games and at one point maybe played some good football in his life. I think they have the opportunity to do that because the starting positions are filled right now. There's just nobody needs to pay starting money for these guys.
People were asking about AOC. I just want you guys to imagine AOC in a bootleg. That's all.
Yeah, I don't.
Put in your head right now.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Imagine him rolling out.
They'll have him in camp. They're going to give him an opportunity in camp. So what I mean is they might still sign somebody, but they haven't cut O'Connell or anything. So
yeah,
he's going to get a chance to at least show what he can do in the offense. I mean, I don't know if he's going to do it. I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe he will.
That's the thing. Like, I mean, because he kind of is a vet. I mean, with the guy we're looking for, if you think about it, the guy we're looking for who's like won some games in the NFL, which AOC has, right? I mean, he's had some decent games. He kind of is a little bit. He does have that fringe bridge spot starter guy in him.
Very cheap too. Very cheap contract.
Very cheap. Like, he kind of does have that. He really is that guy, to be honest. Like, if you're looking for like a spot starter to compete, he's besides this first year, he's been awful in the preseason. That's his problem. Like, he has had put back to like awful preseasons back to back.
Yeah.
Right. He lost to Minshew.
It really
which
did.
I'm still mad at him about that. Like, how did you do that, bro? You know what I mean? Like, he's had back to back bad preseasons. So that's his problem with me, is like, if he was supposed to be the spot starter, he would definitely lose Mendoza, because he's just, I don't know what's wrong with him. Remember the first preseason, he like just went out there and balled, right? And he's been really bad in back-to-back preseasons, and he's played better in the season. Like, he played way better when he got a chance to play in the season that year than he did in that preseason. So it's just, yeah, I don't know, man. He's got to figure that out, but I don't know what they're going to do about quarterback. It's a good damn question. What if they? This sounds crazy. What if they, draft another one? You know what I mean? Like, late. That'd be weird.
No, I want to vet the first year. I start doing that like when Mendoza's in like year 2 and 3. It's okay. Like, we can go see this 6th round pick. Just start developmental, like, toolsy guy or somebody you could trade off later. Or have as an insurance plan. That's what I do. That year 1, to me, I want to, like, 'cause to me, I still think it's a little bit weird they don't have a quarterback coach. Like, why don't they have a quarterback coach? You're bringing in the first overall pick. I know there's people on there that can help Mendoza. I get that we have people on the staff to do it, but like, why not fill that position?
Yeah. Elite Raiders yelling at us. It's going to be Kirk Cousins.
There's a lot of people are like kind of mad in the chat. Last couple of weeks, people have been a little salty in the chat lately. There's been a lot of guys, like, just relax. Just relax.
Oh man, he yelled at us. Rip and Flip, he let us know that he did not lose to Minshew. You're right. I mean, he didn't. I'll give you that.
Well, they tied. That's the problem. Is they tied.
he should have beat his ass out. Yeah.
When is Fano going to play for us?
There's no way they're getting Fano.
No.
I've been watching the tackles today.
Also, he might not even be a tackle.
Yeah, I think the league's gonna play him at tackle though.
Well, they're gonna try, but he's not a very big guy, like, in terms of like weight and stuff. And at Combine, they had him playing guard and center.
Yeah. What about Russell Wilson? Somebody said Russell Wilson. What about Russ?
Huh?
Then Sierra could do like a show or something out here.
Yeah. I don't know if Kubiak would want Russ. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't see that happening. I just, like, I'm not even saying I'm against it. I just can't see it happening. I think Jameis too is another one. What's Jameis doing right now?
Jameis. Yeah,
that's another
being funny on podcasts.
And he played pretty well. Like, last year, like, I watched that Lions game where he took the Lions down to the wire, shootout, and then that game where he comes in for Cleveland against Denver. Dude, he was going crazy.
Yeah, man. It'd just be interesting if they brought in Russ. Assalamu alaikum. Salam, bro. Did I smoke a black and mild before the show? Yeah, I did. I haven't smoked weed this whole Ramadan, so I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for that. Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm so irritable with people too on this show. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. Thoughts on the new fullback? All right, so we got a fullback action. Is he more Marcel Reach or John Ritchie?
Hayward from the Steelers. The guy was on the Steelers for a long time. They have like thrown it. I remember watching Steelers games and they would like throw the ball to him from time to time. I know that. unless I'm just completely misremembering that. But I don't know a lot about him. And I know they were in on another fullback. Was it the old Bills fullback or some guy the Raiders lost out to, and he signed with the Broncos? It sounded like the Raiders were interested. So that's good. I'm glad they got one because I'm excited. I think Genty's really going to benefit from running behind a fullback. Just it's nice. I mean, Josh Jacobs had Alec Ingold early, and it was really helpful.
Yeah. Well, I asked this question before I get to fullback, but yeah, I can't. I mean, I could after sunset. I could smoke, but I just haven't. I just want to see if I could do it. That's all, guys. That's all I was doing. It's like a personal thing. Like you can't cuss or anything either during when the sun's up, or bust a nut. So,
wow. Thou shalt not. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta be there. But like the fullback, when it comes back to Connor Hayward, when it comes to that, he's just a good fullback, man. He is a what I would say, kind of a mixture, kind of like what's his name? The dude from Indiana.
Oh,
he's basically that's what he is.
I see.
That's what he is, man. That's what he really is. So he basically is that type of guy where he's the mixture of a tight end and where he's like he could catch the football a little bit, but he just probably is more of a fullback type of thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think they want him to be a fullback though, but he was drafted at the tight end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That happens. That happens a lot. Like you just kind of you see guys that are like fringe tight end prospects, like, okay, I'll be a fullback then, and they know how to block. And I think a big part of this Raiders offseason is being able to run the football. And I think it's going to prove a lot of people who were hating last year on the Genty pick. I think it's going to prove a lot of people wrong because they're like, you don't have the O-line for doing that. Okay, what if in year 2 they're running the ball really well? Then what? Then what? Is it fine? Is it good then? Or is it still bad? Like, as long as you fill the positions, it doesn't matter who you take where. Like, you fill the positions. I don't care about process. I care about results, and especially with my own team. And so it's just kind of like that part of it, getting a fullback, getting Linderbaum in there, and just moving to a scheme that I think benefits the line, the players on the O-line. Like JPJ benefits from this scheme change. Caleb Rogers is athletic enough to play in it. I think Charles Grant's going to benefit in it, or at least have his best opportunity to look good in it. And I would like to see them add a tackle somewhere. The problem is I want a nose tackle too. Like, so I'm just kind of like, okay, after pick 36, taking tackles, it's like, where are you taking a tackle after that? And then, but I also, maybe at 36 you look and take a tackle, and then at 67 you try to see if like a Big Citrus is there or something. Like, well, that'd be interesting. Like if Ian Achor is there at 36, then you go like Big Citrus at 67. You could talk me into that.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, I'm getting to your question. Sorry, guys. I'm going to get to your Concepcion question, dude. We're going to get there. Just give us a second. We're getting there. Max is going to play outside 2-point stance. Yes. Max has done it before. He's done it a lot, guys. You just go back to like 2023, 2024. He did it a lot. He was standing up a lot.
Yeah, he's I'm actually looking forward to that. Kuntz too. I'm actually looking forward to Kuntz out of that too. Kind of standing up. I think that would work.
Is it worth the risk of taking McDonald at 36 with 2 foot injuries?
I think he's talking about. Wouldn't that be Caleb Banks? Caleb Banks is the one that got hurt.
Caleb Banks.
Or is Caden McDonald hurt? I haven't heard about this.
He might be. I mean, I feel like
he didn't test.
Peter Woods had a terrible day today, and then he was like, and he did have a hamstring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's talking about Banks. He's talking about Caleb Banks.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Caleb Banks, I was always a little like, that's a really risky pick. And I think he's going to get picked later because of this. He broke his foot at the combine.
Yeah.
And he's 330 pounds. It's going to take a long time to heal. I mean, some team is going to take him in like the 3rd round at this point.
I know, and I always feel like that he's kind of like the big dude. I didn't like how he came at the Senior Bowl and like it just expected for him not. Like, he's just gonna ball out there, and he's had the bad first day, and then he came out the second day and he took it serious and he had a better day. So that kind of tells me what kind of player he is a little bit. I think that's what I like about the Senior Bowl. I can see what kind of like your effort is. You know what I mean? It's like Tyvon Sweat. He's like on 3 different teams because that dude was like walking through the warm ups. Everybody else is running. He's like walking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People asked about Christian Wilkins. Like it or not, so I've spoken on what happened to any insiders. No team has tried signing him. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, when you spend an off season kissing men and then breaking your foot celebrating a sack, and that could mean a lot of things. It's bad. I think they should get money for this because clearly it was conduct detrimental to the team. Nobody else wants him. And we're talking about a guy that I thought he played well when he was on the Raiders and playing, but he, it's just that it only here does this happen. But yeah, 2 years, nothing.
How about
the Carl Nassib comment got me pretty good there. I will say both guys were on the team. One of those guys controlled himself. Yeah. Carl Nassib that was a big who signed him? That wasn't McKenzie, right? That was Mayock. It was Mayock. Mayock was the one that signed. Mayock gave Carl Nassib a bag, dude.
He did. Remember that? He did.
Right. I forgot how much money they paid Carl Nassib.
Oh man. Kyle Duggar. Kyle Duggar is not a free safety, he's a strong safety. Yeah. He's kind of like a bruiser. It's kind of like Jacoby, not Brister. Brister, he just got signed. They're basically kind of the same player, but that's what the Steelers love those guys still, even without Tomlin. Can we not worry about first round picks? We don't have any more, please. It's over.
I mean, that's true. I mean, we're not getting the 14th pick.
They could trade up. Man.
They could, but they don't have a starting free safety. They don't that I'm interested in. They don't have starting nose tackle. They might have to stay where they are.
Yeah. What happened to Dameon Pierce? I used to like Dameon Pierce, but I mean that could be a cheap backup guy you could pick up.
Mm-hmm.
It could be.
Yeah. I am a little surprised they haven't brought back any running backs, like any of them.
Really? I think they're going to draft. I think they're going to draft one. And that probably earlier than we think. Like early fourth. Yeah.
I tell you, I like that Seth McGowan guy out of Kentucky. I've been watching some of the running backs. Have you watched him?
No, I haven't.
I'm telling you,
he's a good player.
Yeah, well, he got locked up. He got kicked out. He got locked up, and then he had to work his way back. Finally, got back to Kentucky after transferring, and then had a really nice year last year. So I think he's going to go late, even though he had a crazy RAS. I think he's very athletic. He's somebody I take a chance on day 3 for sure. Mike Washington Jr. is going early. Mike Washington Jr. is going to be top of the 3rd round, which I just don't think the Raiders are going to take one there. I hope.
Yeah. They like Emmett Johnson. They had a formal with Emmett Johnson from Nebraska. It was 200 pounds. He's basically like a Jalen Richard type of back. He's very elusive though. Very elusive. He's kind of a good complement to Genty. So we'll see what they do with that, right? I mean, he's like a 3rd down, like Justin Forsett. That's basically kind of what my comp is for him. He's that type of dude, right? So he's the only guy who did everything at the combine. He's the only guy who did every single drill. Right? Nobody else did everything. He's the only one, like one of the only guys. What about Concepcion? I got to your questions here, Brandon. You asked me this 3 times about Concepcion.
He could be.
Would he be there? He could be.
He could be. I don't expect him to be, but he could be.
See, that's the question. They got Jalen Naylor, right? Mm-hmm. Does he stop them from drafting a guy, wide receiver, that high? What do you think?
No, but I still. I know everybody saw that tweet today. I think it was by John Frischella, who they were like, "Look at the Raiders receiver room. This is bad." And it's it's not great. I'll give you that. But I just don't know if I address it this year. I think I put it off a year. But you might be right though. They might take one early. Me personally, I would just get the big fat people in the trenches this year. And it's about protecting your quarterback, not necessarily tearing the top off of defenses year 1. Like I don't know. Personally, to me, and I don't know if this receiver. I don't really like this receiver class that much either. Like there's guys for sure. There's guys that are good, but it doesn't strike where the Raiders are going to be able to get one. I don't know how many of those guys are stepping in like year one and just dominating.
See, because this is my thing with this whole free agency is I still feel like it kind of tells us where they're going to go in the draft a little bit.
For sure.
And that's why I think maybe they're going away from my receiver, because bringing in Jalen Naylor, he is kind of like an upside guy. I think there's something there that maybe you could hit on.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, I don't know what it means for Jack Bech. I'm like, I don't know what that means for Jack Bech, because I feel like the role they drafted Jack Bech to do, they just signed the
guy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like Casey Concepcion is like the same thing. He's like Jalen Naylor, where you play him outside a little bit, play him inside a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of that Jacoby Myers kind of thing. Type
I still think Bech can play outside too. Even like they can, because they have speed. Like Tucker and Thornton are very fast. Now, can Dante Thornton catch a football down the field? I don't know. That remains to be seen. Tucker can. I think if a quarterback just finds him, I think that he can put up 1,000-yard season. Me saying I don't want to address the position doesn't mean I think the position group's good. I just think it's something I take day 3 and see if I can find lightning in a bottle, a return guy that ends up giving you something, and like a Kevin Coleman, guys like that, like who maybe. That's where I'd like to go. Chase Roberts is another guy out of BYU, kind of a big body. So I just think it's a little decadent right now for what they really need to address some positions they haven't in a while.
Yeah. And I know somebody talk about 12 personnel. I know, but like, man, it's just where do they go in the draft? It's gonna be super interesting. Brock Bowers over 1,000 yards, Ashton over 1,500.
Both, yes.
Okay. I mean,
I'm assuming Genty's all purpose, but if it's rushing, yeah, maybe.
If he's rushing, I mean, they're winning like 8 games.
They're in the playoffs, I think. If they're running the ball like that and Bowers has 1,000 yards, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah. How does the O-line lineup look to you? So this is what I'm talking about at 36, because do they leave it like this? Do they leave DJ Glazer right tackle? Or do they draft one of these right tackles like Blake Miller?
Or Ian Otchford. Man, if Ian Otchford is there at 36, man.
That's what I'm saying. Do they do that?
I have a really hard time. Like, there's a lot of good, like, they're not dominant tackles that could be there at that time, but like, there's guys that are really athletic that I know could eat in the scheme. I'm like, man, that's probably boring a little, like, for a lot of people, but I think that's a responsible thing to do.
If you took Christian Miller at 36 and let's say Grayson Hilton or Daryl Jackson Jr. third round, would that be overkill?
Well, you could play them both together. Like Halton is more of that, like, lighter, pass rushing guy. I mean, he's lightning quick. And then Christian Miller against the run, I mean, he's a finished product against the run. Like, you can put him out there right now and you're going to stop the run. So you're not going to get any complaints from me personally, but I know some people that would complain for sure. Like, if you got me 2 good defensive tackles on this Raiders team, and Grayson Halton might even have some like 3-4 end versatility, which I think would be kind of cool, and then you have like a Laulu as depth. Like, no, I would do it personally, but I could see, I don't know if they will, but I would.
Yeah, and also to keep it real, I mean, Lee Hunter had one of the most unathletic combines we've ever seen. How do we know that he's not going to be there 67?
Right. In fact, I expect him to be.
I think he might be there too that late. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so they have to have a feel of the draft, because I'm telling you, man, like, I mean, there's some safeties they can get. Like, do you pass up McNeil Warren? Like, it's really going to be, honestly, who's on top of their board at 36.
Yeah.
And how their board stacks up.
Somebody good's going to be there. Somebody really good's going to be there.
And they just got to, I just hope they don't draft for need there.
Exactly.
Maybe if it's like a offense thing. But if they want to go defense, the best defensive player on the board, no matter what. I don't care if it's R. Mason Thomas at edge, or you know what I'm saying, like that. Like if it's an edge guy or something like that, or somebody, or even if it's they're playing 3-4, it could be Zion Young, who I wouldn't mind if we playing 3-4, because he's the ultimate 5 tech. You put him at 5T, he's a beast there, and he doesn't where you don't have to worry about his bend too much. But just go with the best player on your board for what position you want to take. If you decide you want to go defense there, give me the best defense player on your board. I don't care who it is. Like like I said, if it's Mason Thomas, if it's we don't know if Akeem Mesidor, he's having some injury problems too. Does he fall that far?
Christian Miller, Caden McDonald. There's a lot. Like you said, McNeil Warren. I will say at 36, there's a lot of their needs. I think are going to be the best position available, right? Like, so I think they're gonna. But like last year, I will say there doesn't seem to be. I don't think they draft by position, and I don't think they draft by need. If we're to take anything from last year, like they drafted guys at positions they needed per se, but it just seemed like Spytek just has a board that he goes by.
Yeah.
Have
you seen C6 tape? I know they interviewed him, right? Is he any good? He's an athletic freak. He doesn't tackle very well, but he's very twitchy in coverage. He's a very good cover corner. I'm not. The last name fits for his tackling. Who's our free safety? That's what I mean. Like, who is our free safety right now?
I would go grab Andre Sisco. I'm not saying he's even incredible, but you should go get him. Like, I don't know what they're doing at that position, or maybe that's a sign of a second round pick if they were to actually go for need or something. If it's a McNeil Warren, if it's a I think round 3 is Genesis Smith time, but Genesis Smith is very much a deep safety. He's not coming up and tackling. I don't know. That's a position. To me, when I saw Jaquan Brisker get signed for $5 million today, I was like, really?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You can give him 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure okay, fine. Pay the little Raider tax. Give him 7. I mean, right now you're looking at Geno Stone. I don't really need anyone named Geno for at least a year on this team. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, after that, like, the safeties on the market right now are just not. I'm not really seeing it, to be quite honest. Like, it's Donovan Wilson. No, I don't. I'm not. There's not a lot out there right now.
Yeah. MT Griff, what was your question? You said you had a D-line question. I'm trying to find it. Ask it again because I can't find it right now. Where is that? Yeah, because I just don't know what we're doing, man. Is Samir White still on this team? I don't think he is, right?
He's a free agent.
Consider where we are at roster-wise. Would y'all be opposed to trading back in the second round? So I checked it out a lot last year when good players were on the board.
I'm never opposed to trading back, by the way. Never. Just like, it depends on what you get. Make sure you get the value. Don't do what Reggie McKenzie did when he traded back from 3 to 13 and got just a second round pick. You got to make sure you get your value. But I think if your GM knows how to draft, which I have confidence in Spytek, which is only growing, but I don't know if I do it twice, but get picks. They need depth. Even at line, people say they're set at linebacker. I don't think they are. Go get a Jack Kelly. If you trade back and you get even a day 3 pick in a package, you can get like a Jack Kelly from BYU or something. Like, there's a lot you can do with it.
They need more depth for sure. I mean, I was just looking at it. I mean, we could be excited about it, but I think a lot of Raiders fans don't think, what if somebody gets hurt, which always happens, right? I mean, with Leonard as DC, do you think it's more likely that D-line will take priority higher in the draft, or will they wait and draft more raw D-line prospects later and trust RL's developmental process?
Deny Dennis Sutton.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I'm hoping is that they stick to the best defensive player on the board, because I think there's some depth at defensive line, and they have enough picks that they just got to attack this defense in the draft. In my opinion, I think they have to. I mean, it's pretty clear as day. But the thing is, like, there's just some questions you have, like, because right tackle's right there. You know what I mean? Like, are they putting Glaze out there? They haven't signed anybody to give Glaze competition unless they are they moving. Nobody's asked Spytek this. Are you moving Charles Grant to right tackle? Grant, yeah. Nobody's asked him, so we don't know. You know what I mean? It's that's kind of my problem right now. It's like that right tackle spot is just glaring to me, because there are some tackles that I think could fall, like Blake Miller from Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
They might like him. I don't know. They might like Blake
I
Miller.
like him. Yeah, I like him.
You know what I mean?
I think I think second round is a good spot. I just want somebody over 300 pounds in the second round. How about that?
Yeah. It's good. Did you see Makai Lemon ran a 4.46 on his heels? Yeah, I did see that.
I mean, he's good.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
See, my problem with him is just that he's just kind of a stiff guy, man. He's like you can't really play him inside. Like, St. Brown gets comparison, but St. Brown's a little bit more twitchy than he is. He's not very twitchy. So since he's kind of stiff, like that's why he has to play in the slot. But he's an excellent slot receiver, though. Like he sees zones, he catches everything. He'll stop when he needs to. He's like an ultimate slot guy. It's just, when you're drafting him that hot, like you want a guy that can maybe get there. But we'll see. We'll see with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yes, and Hunter fits. So that's the easy question. Is it?
Wait, but he says as a D end?
No, as a 3-4 end though.
Lee Hunter's not a 3-4 end.
Well, Hunter is a nose.
Yeah, he's right in the middle.
He's a Billings. He's just a fat guy in the middle. He jumps 21 inches in the air, guys.
Yeah, Vince Wilfork.
Basically, he's barbecuing right now in a truck. He's probably eating some ribs as we speak. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah. Thoughts on Cassius Howe?
Really, really short arms. He's a very productive player, but I will say I think he fits what the Raiders would want to do on defense. Very productive in call. I have a tough time with people like that because it's just like Ruben. You see the way Ruben Bain wins, you're kind of like, okay, I'm not sure the arm length is a problem. But if you watch like Cassius Howell, you're kind of like, wait, I think the arm length is, or like you win a lot with, doing stuff where you would need long arms in the NFL to continue doing that, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. And I think he might drop because it's like outlier level arms, like really, really short. I think like Bain, him, and then Caden Curry out of Ohio State. First off, can we talk about this? In the combine, everybody's getting faster, bigger, but their arms are shorter now. People's arms are shorter than they've ever been. I feel like I'm telling you, dude. Like you watch the combine. This guy's so fast he can jump to the moon, and but he can't reach a Post-it note off the ground. He failed his combine interview. He's actually terrible. And I was like, wait, like, dude. First off, like for the whatever. They got to have some kind of surgery in like Germany or something, like where Christian McCaffrey went, where they're like, we can get you 1.5 inches on your arms.
Yeah, man. Nice. That's a great point, man. Even the corners.
Everybody's got short arms now. Like I was like, wait, dude, what's happening? Like, are just short arm people 20 years ago were having a lot of kids or something? I don't know.
Yeah, is it fair to say that our roster won't be where we want it until 27? I think so. Yeah,
I think that's the plan. I mean, they might still surprise you and kind of overperform that, but I just think you can be excited about your team, but then like there can be a rash of injuries where every team goes through it, and you need to stay healthy. I get that, but like sometimes people's backup plan, like you look at the Eagles and like they have like Jahad Campbell off the bench, like it's exactly. like we don't have that. We have UDFA. We have guy that has played 2 minutes of NFL football. It's just like it's that's when your roster's getting better. It's not about your star. Right now I think they could field together a pretty solid team of starters right now. I think on both sides of the ball. Yeah. But if anybody gets hurt, which I'm sorry, it's not some bad luck thing. Guys will get hurt. That's where I think you have the problem.
Yeah, they don't have, because when you think about it, because I mean, they don't have a lot of depth at all. No. Right? I mean, that's what they need to fill in with the rest of this free agency. That's why you see all these guys that are left on here. These are all guys that could be depth guys. Like you're like, oh, we're not that excited about that signing. But like, if you have Marshawn Lattimore in here, I don't know how much it's going to cost though. But like, somebody gets hurt and Marshawn Lattimore comes in, are you that upset? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Or like even, I mean, some of these guys like DJ Readers, you know what I'm saying? Like even some of these other guys that are can be depth pieces in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I look at it. Is those type of players. Like, I mean, James Daniels is not a bad player. Like, he's still out there.
No,
you know what I
no,
mean?
and like I said, Chris Paul from Washington at guard, I like him. Like these guys they're not
Sebastian Joseph at defensive tackle.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. Just and maybe you draft a guy who's better than him, and like you said, Marcus, it's depth at that point. This veteran becomes depth, or the veteran becomes starter, and like I won't say it's a win-win because there's a chance both of them aren't good, but you put yourself in a better spot there, and I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here, but like that's the problem with I think the Maxx trade not going through is not only do you not get the picks, which that's bad, don't get me wrong, but those are gone. They could have gone a little crazier in free agency and signed some guys for some mid-level contracts that maybe wouldn't have excited the fan base, but I think it would have just brought them up. Like their Madden rating would have gone up like 2 points just from having better depth at the positions. And I use that as a joke, saying the Madden rating, but like that, I think the team would just be a little bit better because of that. And they kind of had to just stop for agency after the Maxx trade got taken back.
You talking about Jacoby Lane? Did Lane run the 40 at the combine?
I don't know if he did, but he looked really good in that gauntlet drill, I thought.
Yeah, he can catch the ball.
I like him.
I just want. I think he's a fourth rounder guy too.
Fourth rounder, yeah.
I wouldn't mind him in the fourth round.
I like him more than freaking Malachi Fields, which everybody seems to love. I like Jacoby Lane more personally.
Yeah,
and that hurt. If you guys know me, how much that hurts me to say. Yeah.
Oh, he ran a 4.6.
Yeah, so he's going around 4 or 5 probably. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. He wants us to do like a top 5 fits, defense and offense. I mean, yeah, we could do stuff like that, guys. I could do stuff like that. All right, let's get to some of these last questions here. Wouldn't Kubiak's system give Charles Grant a major advantage against Glaze? But yeah, is he playing right tackle? We don't know.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try him out. I think they're gonna try him out.
Yeah,
I think they'll for sure have him working there. In my opinion, like I mean, is it gonna work? Who knows? But I mean, you have Colton Miller, and you'd like Grant to be your swing tackle this year, even if he doesn't start at right tackle, because look, we have Colton Miller, he might get hurt again. So you want him, you hope he can do both.
Yeah. Boston at 36 seems to be dropping down boards. I mean,
that's the one. That when you're talking about, I say, I got to address receiver this year. I tell you, if he's there at 36, I have a hard time. I would have a hard time saying that. That's when you throw the draft board away a little bit and go, this guy shouldn't be here. Because I like Denzel Boston a lot, because I it's weird. He's like one of the least talked about first round guys. Maybe because he's not going first round.
Yeah.
But people, nobody talks about him. Like nobody talks about him. They're just like, oh, Denzel, yeah, he'll get picked at like 22, but who cares? It's weird.
Yeah. Did you want the picks or keep Maxx?
I wanted the picks. I did, but it is what it is.
I'm indifferent to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wanted the picks because of what we just talked about for the last 10 minutes.
Because they're like, the depth on this team is kind of scary when you think about it. Like, people keep posting, oh my god, Pat McAfee's going off. People saying the Raiders went, but like, man, but what if these guys get injured?
Yeah,
what happens? You know what I mean? What happens then? You know what I mean? Does interviewing Cisse tip their hat about wanting to be? I mean, does they're looking at the TBs? Yeah, that's what it tip. When you see those visits like that, it lets you know what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for opinion. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you can't rule out corner at 36 at all. You cannot rule it out.
People want to know your take on
Emil Wagner. Yeah,
and Jadarian Price.
Jadarian Price is a monster. I'm hoping he goes late first round, just because I think it would be sick for my school to have 2 first round running backs in the same year. I don't know. Was Reggie Bush and Lendell White, was that the last time that happened?
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to think when that was. If that even happened, I can't remember if Lendell White went first round. But Emil Wagner Jadarian Price is really good. And actually, what Jadarian Price did that nobody talks about at Notre Dame was return game. He was incredible in the return game. Took a couple touchdowns back like this year, and he doesn't look that fast, but man, he has vision. And he should, in my opinion, he's like RB2 or 3 in this draft. Like he's right up, he's there with like Mike Washington, in my opinion. Emil Wagner, I think he's just depth. Probably if you were to draft him, but he'll hang around his depth. The guy I like, if you're asking me for my own team, Billy Schrauth, guard. Yeah. He can, in the run game, he'll knock you back. He had a few injuries, so he's going to slide, I think. He had a lot of injury. He was like never healthy for Notre Dame last year, but he played, he was moving people. Billy Schrauth, guard. Watch him.
Yeah. So linebacker still a priority? I would say no.
Not a priority, but like I said, day 3, round 4 or 5, Jack Kelly, guys like that. Caleb Elarms-Orr, who I talked about, that there's room for
they need
like
depth
that.
There, man. They need depth.
They need depth, and linebackers also play special teams. So like a lot of times linebackers will play on your special teams early. So doesn't mean you take a Tanner Muse in the top 100, but rounds 4 through 6, I think I see people when they do the mock draft simulators and they take like offensive tackles in round 7. And I always laugh because I'm like, dude, I'm not saying it never happens. I remember the Raiders did that with like David Sharp one year, or no, I don't even know if it was David Sharp. It was somebody else that they took in the 7th round. But most of the time you're taking a corner, a receiver, a linebacker who is going to play special teams. Yeah. Like that's like mostly what your last like 2 or 3 picks are probably going to be of those positions.
Yeah. Last question here. What defensive players have they visited? So it's Pons, Cisse, Hunter, and Marcus Allen from North Carolina.
Oh gosh, is it because of his name?
I don't know. Yeah, Marcus Allen from North Carolina. He's like 6'2", has 33-inch arms. He runs a 4.5. They met with him too. I guess they really like him too.
Yep.
So that's what I'm saying. They looking at a lot of corners too. That's why I took that one dude Davis in our mock draft, because I was like, dude, if he's looking for some long ass corners still, you know what I mean? Because they don't have a lot of depth at corner right now either. Like who's
no, they don't.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so maybe that's kind of we could look at the draft is like, where do they not have depth at?
Yeah, and I think it's most positions, if we're being real. Like, yeah. I mean, it's I even think they're going to take a tight end in this draft. I think they are. I think they're going to take a tight end that's a bit of a blocker, more so. I think they're going to take some odd stuff in this draft, like for the Kubiak. Like what I mean is odd. I don't think the picks are going to be bad per se. I just think it's going to be like we didn't need a tight end. It's like, I bet they're going to take a tight end and a running back in this draft. I don't know that you need to take those positions, but maybe with your late picks, but they're gonna take. I bet they're gonna take one of each.
All right, guys. So we're out of here, guys. We'll be back Monday, probably.
Yeah,
right? We'll be back Monday, guys. We're gonna get your voicemails playing. I haven't got the voicemails in a while. I know it's been a crazy week. You know what I'm saying? I do want to say let's keep the voicemails to a minute 30. Let's focus here, guys, because we're getting a lot of questions. We're getting a lot of questions in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I want to play you guys' voicemails. Set that timer. Let's get to a minute 30. You know what I'm saying? If you can get it to a minute, I would love that. But you know what I'm saying? So, but let's I'm gonna get to those voicemails because we want to keep that going too. Keep that going, guys. We'll be back on Monday, and then check out. We're gonna do another free agent show. So check that out as well. Check out the Tyler Lindenbaum breakdown. Go support that. And Quay Walker, that was a long one. Yeah, no show tomorrow. I got to go watch Connor somebody with my daughters. I don't know who this guy is. Connor Gray or something. I don't know who the hell that is. Some pop singer.
I don't know who that is either. Yeah, another guy. Add it to the list.
No idea who. Some pop guy.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, we'll be rolling. We'll be back Monday for sure.
All right, guys, we're out of here. Peace.